This is 3.3, example 1. 3.3 is about doing, it's kind of like combining 3.1 and 3.2. So if you look at it like this, if I hid this, it would look just like a 3.1 type problem. If I hid this, it would look just like a 3.2 type problem. So basically 3.3, they're taking the two and putting them together. So now I have to explain this very carefully, or at least for me, it was a challenge to think, how do I explain this? I mean, I understand it, and I've been through being the student and learning this, but now I'm trying to teach you, and I want to make sure that you understand how to undo this stuff. And I guess the easiest way to explain it is the opposite of the order of operations. Think about the order of operations. We know we got to do multiplication first, and then we got to do addition, which in this case is subtraction. But that's when we know what x is. And so since we don't know what x is, we can't multiply these first and then subtract 2 from it. So we actually have to undo it in the opposite progression. So we're going to get rid of this first. And I don't know if it helps to think of this as a term, and that's a term. And, you know, if we, for example, if we talked about, if we did it the wrong way and we tried to divide by 3, we can't just divide by 3 here and divide by 3 there like you might think, because what we're doing then is this whole half, or this whole side of the equation is being divided by 3, and so by rights, this whole half of the equation, this whole side I should say, needs to be divided by 3. And that's not going to solve our problem, that's just going to make it uglier. That would actually be legal, because by rights, whatever you do to one side of the equation, you can do to the other, but that's not going to help us, that's going to make it worse. So we have to, whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other, and we can do this. If we get rid of that 2 by adding a 2, like we did in 3.1, so now the new item on this side and that side is the plus 2. And the way that benefits us, of course, is it turns this into 0. Minus 2 plus 2 is a 0, and 3x plus 0, we can just ignore the 0. So 3x equals 7, and now we can divide this whole side and that whole side. So this becomes a 1. 1 times x is just x. And 7/3, 3 goes into that 2 times with 1 left over, so x equals 2 and 1/3. And so that's how you do this. You guys all see how it's the opposite of the order of operations? We dealt with the addition part first, and then we dealt with the multiplication or division. So that's how you do this stuff.